The focus on legal handgun ownership as a way to reduce violent crimes with guns is misguided. Legally owned firearms are not the cause of increasing violent crime. Gun gangs, drug dealers, and smugglers use illegal guns and are the problem. Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and committee members. I would like to thank you for the opportunity to appear as a witness in regards to the review of Bill C-21. I am Lieutenant Colonel John Schneiderbanger. I'm a retired officer who served 30 years in the Canadian Armed Forces. Prior to retirement, I was the base commander of Canadian Force Base Shiloh. I have been a firearms owner for 40 years and a competitive sport shooter for 30 years, having competed in various shooting disciplines with handgun, rifle, and shotgun. I currently compete in 3-gun and International Practical Shooting Confederation, or IPSC. I am an IPSC Canada National instructor and a chief range officer with the National Range Officer Institute. I have competed in 2 IPSC World Championships and a European Handgun Championship. There are between 12 to 1,400 world-class competitors at an IPSC World Championship, representing between 75 and 85 countries. Where do I stand on Bill C-21? My greatest concern is the freeze or ban on the importation, sale, and purchase or transfer of handguns in Canada. I disagree with this. It will not significantly reduce violent crime committed with illegal handguns. The Firearm Act is in place to regulate private ownership in firearms by licensed owners and does not regulate criminals and illegal handguns. There are aspects in the Firearms Act that need to be better enforced, which would make a difference in strengthening and achieving the objectives of the Act. For example, prohibition enforcement and license revocation. More regulatory legislation is being added to the Firearms Act, which does not address that over 90% of all violent crimes with firearms are committed with illegal guns smuggled in from the United States into Canada. There are over 2.5 million licensed firearms owners who want the same thing that Canadians who do not own firearms. We all want our communities to be safe. I believe in logical, common sense gun control regime. I believe it's required. The regulations must be reasonable and meet the aim and objectives of what the Firearms Act is meant to accomplish. The average Canadian does not know how strict our firearms law are. There is a lot of misinformation and incorrect information floating around. I believe that all levels of government have a responsibility to ensure that the accurate information is passed on to Canadians without bias, and that their decisions on laws, regulations, and policies are based on hard facts, supportable statistics, and credible research data, academic and technical, and not on emotion. Many Canadians don't agree that a firearms ban on legally owned firearms and/or tighter gun control laws will reduce violent crimes with illegal guns. They believe that there is a great need to address the root causes that contribute to violent crime: poverty, homelessness, lack of job opportunity, and lack of mental health support. These root causes must be addressed if significant impact to reducing violent crime is to be achieved. We have heard many politicians say, we are not targeting licensed firearm owners. Sport shooters can continue to enjoy their sports. It is a fallacy to believe that Bill C-21 and its freeze on handguns will not affect handgun sports shooters. Many sports shooting disciplines will cease to exist as no new members can join. Levels of competition will dwindle. Provincial and national championships will not be organized due to the ever-decreasing competitor base. Without higher level competition, we won't be able to compete at the world level. As sports shooting ceases to exist, fewer people will be exposed to sports shooting and fewer people will be interested in becoming Olympic shooters. Sports shooting disciplines such as IPSC are feeder sports to the Olympics. You don't just become an Olympic shooter by asking the Canadian Olympic Committee. Shooting ranges are supported by handgun owners and sports shooting disciplines through competitions. The reason for the existence of ranges is primarily due to handgun shooters, as it is the only location that they can practice their sport. The membership in the sports will dwindle, so the membership in the ranges will dwindle. The ranges will lose major revenue and will eventually have to close. Many municipal, provincial, and federal police services rent civilian ranges to conduct their basic and advanced firearm qualification. It is far less expensive for law enforcement to rent a civilian range to maintain their own range facility. This will be an increase in cost to police services for municipalities. When a handgun owner dies, their legally acquired property must be handed over to law enforcement or to the government without providing any compensation to the family. This is deferred confiscation. Many families will lose thousands to tens of thousands of dollars when these handguns are confiscated. This is unacceptable. Many families will pay the price. Literally, I absolutely will, sir, for crime committed by others. The focus on legal handgun ownership as a way to reduce violent crimes with guns is misguided. Legally owned firearms are not the cause of increasing violent crime. Gun gangs, drug dealers, and smugglers use illegal guns and are the problem. Finally, I am proud to represent Canada on the world level in IPSC. IPSC is an official member of the Global Association of International Sports Federation and the Alliance of Independent Recognized Member Sports, AIMS. AIMS is recognized by the International Olympic Committee and has signed a memorandum of understanding with IOC. I ask that the consideration be given to IPSC to be added as a sport shooting discipline as part of the exemption to Bill C-121 in Section 97.1, subparagraph B. I welcome any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Thank you.